Hello, hello. Good morning, my friend. How are you this Saturday?
Jonas, how are you doing, my friend?
Hello, I'm doing really, really good. Yeah, thank you for this invitation. Yeah, at your place. Yeah, I'm so honored. Thank you. I'm doing good.
So, versus visionaries, today we have the pleasure to have our first guest, and we are very grateful to Jonas to take up with us a very interesting topic. It's about women versus men. You see that how I put women first, right? And
We noticed it.
we really want to hear from you, your story, what kind of like recent experiences you had, and who is Jonas?
Who is Jonas?
Yeah.
Who's Jonas? Okay, Jonas. Well, Jonas was born in Spain, raised in Costa Rica and Central America, and then for the last 10 years, I've been traveling around. And who's Jonas and why I'm here is because I run a podcast, and then Vicky was my guest, and then here I am, and I'm so excited actually to speak about women versus men, or completely this topic, because for me it's been a challenge in life to give support to men and to receive support from women. And this is a little bit me, yeah.
So this is very fascinating, because we often hear around us, and Vicky and I, we were just like counting how many women's circle we've seen on Facebook, on Instagram, on different social media, and maybe because we didn't search for it. I never stumbled yet on a men's circle. Mm-hmm. And this sounds very interesting for me as a woman to understand what is behind the men's circle and what brought you to the idea to open up a men's circle.
Mm-hmm. Well, the idea, the thing it brought to me to open a men's circle, it was when I was a year and a half before in a ceremony, in an indigenous ceremony in Costa Rica. It's called the moon dance. Mm-hmm. It's women dancing to the moon for 4 days fasting. So I was supporting them, preparing the teas. And suddenly in a conversation, I spoke with another man who was running circles, men's circles, and he was making me a click inside me. I'm supporting women in this beautiful place, and why I cannot hold a space for men. And then suddenly I just come back to Europe, to Denmark, where I was living at that point, and I just like follow my goat and my instinct. And what is a man's circle? It's just, to keep it simple, it's just a safe space to speak about worries, things, what we have as human beings. We have the same, men, women, we are human beings, and we have all kind of things we go through in different stages of life. So for me, it's a safe space to speak without any kind of a judgment. Yeah. This is what is a men's circle.
Wow.
I would like to be a fly on the wall in men's circles. Don't you want to do that, Vicky?
Yes.
To be a fly on the wall.
Can we be invited?
Listen to all that conversations.
We can prepare the tea.
All right.
But Jonas, for sure for you was a bit of transformation you went through even before opening the men's circle. Can you talk to us a bit your transformation and what kind of power you get from being in men's circle? What is the energy there, and what kind of things you bring back into the world from the men's circle? Mm-hmm. Maybe there are 3 questions in one, but let's start with the transformation, your transformation journey.
Yeah, let's say it like this, that I've been kind of changing places during all my life. So it's always been a transformation for me, and the power to adapt. I think it's a strength I have. Okay, so the thing is that when you change the place, country, place, your safe zone, you have to adapt. So it's another way of thinking, eating, and it's what it brings strength in you inside. Transformation, I would say it was coming like 3-4 years ago. In different journeys, different travelings, and in the inside it was kind of to be honest with you, it's what life was bringing to me. I was not calling for this, it was calling my door, and I was just listening to the invitations the people was doing to me, and I was accepting them as my God was calling me at the same time. And let's say it was like 3-4 years ago in a journey and in a traveling I was doing in Costa Rica. It was connecting with my own childhood as well, because I was raised in Costa Rica. So when I was 30, 31, like 3-4 years ago, I was coming back after 15 years ago without being there, and I was connecting with my childhood and with beautiful people and connected people who were listening let's say it was over there, and I think it's a call of listening to the things the world have to bring it to you to the table, and to help, I will say like this.
And Jonas, may I ask you, because you mentioned this moon dance and all the women dancing, and that in there you were like contributing to this ceremony, right? And you were also with another man. You both were like participating there, helping them, supporting them.
Yeah.
May I ask you, what did you see there?
Well,
what was the energy that really inspired you, apart from the conversation, right? Because you both were in that place.
Yeah. I will say not what I see, if not what I felt in that place.
Nice.
To see and to feel 80 women dancing to the moon.
Wow.
Like singing songs with the drums and with those white dresses. The energy was flowing around, the temazcal, the fire, everything was floating. All the energies were like on the top of the skin. It was like completely, you can touch them, the energies, like all the women, it was like a really strong bond between all of them, and we as a family and friends of the dancers, we were just supporting in there's like different categories. The tea support, the kitchen support, the fire support, the earth support. So there's like different places of helping those, because everything together is how it flows. Yeah. The 80 women, they were dancing to the moon dance. They cannot do it without the family and the friend support. So everything, it keeps a balance. So it was kind of the last night. We had this conversation with this beautiful man who we're just like talking with another guy, and I was just getting inside the conversation. I really like it, and that was what it was changing my mind. Like that conversation kept inside me and makes me, okay, I'm here doing something beautiful. I just received like a gift, and what that man gives to me was just like a phrase. If you want to give something with love, just give it with love. People is going to receive it. So I think that was the point. It was making myself like, okay, I'm supporting
like the inflection point.
Yeah, let's say like this. And
So I like what you said about that. It's not about what you've seen, but it's about what you felt. And can you elaborate a bit about what exactly you felt being surrounded by very powerful feminine energy, you coming with your masculine energy? How that felt for you?
I was feeling like small at some point, I was feeling so small to see all that women dancing. For me, it was like no words. At some point, I remember my second date, well, those 4 days, the women, they are fasting, okay? They don't eat nothing, they just drink water and tea. And you can see how they are aligning with everything, with the elements. I remember my second day over there, we were just having like the camping, the kitchen place, the dancing place. And at my second day, I was needing to have my own space because I was feeling like so tiny in that, yeah.
Too much energy.
Yeah.
Surrounded by that, by that energy.
Yeah, by beautiful women just dancing over there, like all of them. And I remember the last night, all the kids were getting inside the circle. Oh my God, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So,
yeah.
So you had this conversation with this gentleman, right? Mm-hmm. In a place with such a powerful feminine energy. And you decided to open up a men's circle, like a support circle for men. Mm-hmm. What are your key learnings in having this men's circle? And what are the things which actually you can share to us, like the women representative in this call, that you find interesting, or even like, similar with some of our women practices or women energy?
Mm-hmm. Well, for me, it was a double. It's a double way. So I was facilitating that space, but at the same time I was receiving so much from that space. What I will say, the common things we have, women and men, I will say, is that we are human beings and we have feelings. We have good days and we have bad days. And I think the more powerful tool we have is the communication tool, the expression. If we express the things we are going through, it's going to be easy, the way to go through that problem or issue, okay? Because maybe if I have something I've been going through, a man in that man's circle, he was being in that problem issue before maybe, and he can say to me, okay, I was going through that same thing 3 years ago and I was dealing with this thing like this. It's just like respecting the space, the time, honoring to listen, to learn to listen as well.
Learn to listen. That's a good.
Learn to listen. That's so important.
Yeah, because it's something we sometimes we lose in time. Man, woman, like in these times we don't have the time to stop and listen to ourselves and express our feelings and emotions to other people, and to listen to the other people, and to be in an empathetic way. So to be in the skin of the other person, to be honest with you. And for me, to be able in that space to be vulnerable, like to be able to open your heart through this channel of voice, and to be respected, like listen, supported, and that everything is gonna go through. Don't worry, like everything, So yeah,
I think all what you mentioned, Jonas, about vulnerability, respecting, listening with intent, and being empathic, supporting each other. These are our baselines. Mm-hmm. So
and even to be present, because how many times we are not present in that moment, that maybe someone wants to communicate or wants to say something, wants to be vulnerable, but at the same time we are not in that place. We are always thinking about what we have to do or what we didn't do, and we are not in that exact moment listening with this floating attention.
The present and the past and the future. I think this is another
versus.
Another versus.
Another versus.
The past and the future. That challenge.
Past versus future.
Keep now. Keep it in now.
I'm gonna take note of that. What is next for you?
When I was at the men's circle, I was running it for 2 months, so it was 8 sessions, and we were speaking about different topics. Like I was just like to finish to the men's circle and to keep going. The sessions were about to speak with like personal topics, social topics, family topics, friend topics, job topics. So basically it's how we deal with time and with who, okay? And then after those 2 months, it was challenging for me. And to be honest with you,
always.
We are among friends here.
Yeah, it was challenging because to be honest with you, I can say I was opening the men's circle because maybe in my journey when I was a kid, I was not supported from my father as maybe I wish or I was expected. So I was giving this to other men. And after that, I will say I was opening a podcast. It was called Hombres en Equilibrio. It's Men in Balance.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Nice.
So, but at the beginning, after, I don't know, 2-3 months running the podcast, I was traveling to Peru, and then I was in a beautiful community in the Sacred Valley, and suddenly I was just over there in tables, cooking, speaking with people, and I was like, why I have to just close this channel of communication for men? Why I cannot just open it for women as well, you know? And the first thing it was coming to my mind, it was like, okay, I would love that these conversations, listen, like my mom, my sister, my brother, my close friends, and then like do it in a more expansive way. So that's why I was beginning my second step, my second journey, like interviewing people in the podcast, and it was changing the name to Somos Equilibrio. It's like to be balanced. So in that balance. And now it's been 9 months already running this podcast. And now it's going to be my second season. Yeah, okay. Next Monday is going to be opening my second season. So I'm just like so glad everything is like developing and changing. And yeah, it's been so beautiful to be able to listen what the things are bringing me to life is bringing me to the table, and to be able to communicate a little bit, to give light to the stories of the people, you know. That is what, for me, my story can make something and change your story, the other story. All the stories can bring light. And yeah, right now I'm doing this and I'm feeling so happy, so glad. I'm like I don't know, I'm traveling a lot. Thank you for this podcast, and I'm just like, I'm gonna reopen another circle soon. I don't know where, because I'm moving a lot, but it's making me a call back again to give the service after 8-9 months without having a men's circle. So yeah.
Remember, we can serve the tea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So give you a call.
How do you feel having this kind of full circle experience in your life? And because I believe that it's such a powerful experience for you, and through that, what are the 2-3 key things which you can share with our audience to take it with them?
Yeah. So I will say, like, to be able to be vulnerable and to open in the same gender, on the other gender, to search safe spaces. And for me, just to keep going through, to keep going. And it's not about to forget sometimes, okay? It's just about to speak it and just let it be. And because sometimes it's the way how we behave or adapt to things, the lives they come and show to our faces, to our reality. And for me, it's how we adapt and how we just live the things at the moment as they come, all right? And embrace it as they come. So to don't give it like too many rounds, okay? And for me,
too many thoughts.
Too many thoughts. And for me, something is like a really good thing is like when you have a safe space with safe people to speak, you leave the things behind. So then you can treat the people who show into your life in a good way. I don't have to treat you bad because a man treat me bad or a woman treat me bad. You're not that man, you're not that woman. So when we speak it, we heal it. So for me, the thing is just like to hold us together with love and to speak our things with people who can just accept and yeah, for me it's this, yeah.
I just love what you said about, you know, to hold that space and to really intake everything coming towards you without crunching too much in your mind. Because we women, and I will speak about myself here, we have this tendency to really overthink and, you know, ask 100 questions and maybe just, you know, losing the momentum. So what you are saying, embrace that safe space which you are created in your relationship, with your friends, within your circle. Hold that space dear to your heart. Live the moment, be present. I like also what Victoria said, be present in the moment. Share and receive. I do believe in this balance between share and receive. And you're just gonna have a much more like happy life, and you're gonna be a very fulfilled person in your day, because that happiness, that energy, that support is going to show in your life like positive.
Yeah, completely agree. And yeah, to heal and to keep going, because we all have well, in this channel you have this versus thing, and we all had in our past days like confrontations with other sex or the same like sex, but the thing is how we deal with it, right? And for me it's we all had it, and how we deal it, it's important for me, right? And yeah,
and the idea is to integrate, as you have done, right? You integrated the feminine energy with your masculine energy, and that's how you created this full circle, right? And you can share it because you were in both sides. So I think the idea is integration. And when conflicts arise, and what is the other one showing about myself, right? And what I need to integrate. So I think if we focus on what I can learn from that person or that relationship and try to look for that in my life and try to integrate it, then as you said, I don't need later to treat anyone in a bad way, because I'm just learning and embracing it, and I'm integrating that in my life, and I can have healthier relationships.
And I think from what you are saying is that there are some, you know, common denominators, right, when it comes to the main differences between men and women, right? And I'm just saying out loud right now, the need for the connection, the need for support, maybe the need for personal growth, they might be different. But when it comes to connecting and bringing people, different gender, in the same space, I think that you can really create much deeper connections, and you can really learn much, you can learn many things from a different perspective, because the men's perspective and women's perspective completing each other or complementing each other, it becomes this kind of very powerful learning curve, which is so important for each and every individual, right? Our differences in the way how we maybe listen, support, communicate, if we are aware about our differences, we are getting to be stronger together, embracing each other's perspectives.
Exactly. We can teach each other. If I don't know how to do one thing, maybe the other one knows how to do it, so we can teach and learn from each other, instead of like trying to divide all the time, right?
For me, it's an honor for me, to be here today, speaking with you too, and yeah, it's something you can see in our daily lives. This kind of it's divided, okay? Woman and man is divided, but how it's, because woman, to be honest with you, it's growing like in another deep connection than men. Sometimes men is not connected maybe with that body and connection with emotions, and you as a woman, you have it. But the only thing we have in difference is our like sexuality, like, you know, the body aspects, because the inside, I would say we are the same at the end. Mm-hmm. But I can see the men, they are doing their job today right now and trying to find their own space back again in this society, because you as women, you've been like fighting a lot during a lot of time for this equality, for this balance, and now men, they don't find their own space. I see it like this. So now I think you did a really nice job, and I really love that. So, and it's something you have to keep that balance. But I think right now men have to do their own job as well, and women as well, okay? And to be honest with you, sometimes I can see, even though the extremely parts of feminism and then the other part, and you can see sometimes there's a line in love and hate, mm-hmm. you know, between everything.
Yeah, I can see it.
And for me, if we do our own job, like woman with woman, men with men, then we can go together and relate happily. There's going to be some differences, but if we do our own jobs, like mm-hmm. with our own genders, then together, it's like so pure and so beautiful. But we have, I think I can see it in society, we have to do our own job as personal thing to then bring to the table good things.
Exactly. I agree with you.
I can listen to you forever.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like it's fascinating the way how you think and the way how you position all this relationship. And you mentioned a couple of resources.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are about to give our versus visionaries some tools, some resources on which they can take and use, what those resources will be? You mentioned meditation, you mentioned some of the things you might use.
Okay, well, for me, it's something, it works so good. I've been practicing it like through almost like a year and something, and hopefully I will did it before. It's like, mm-hmm. why I did it before, you know? So for me, it's just like to wake up every morning and take for yourself, I don't know, like 15-20 minutes, just to drink your coffee or your tea and take a time to listen to yourself and write it in a notebook. Just like 1 page, 2 pages, and give you some time to wake up, you know? And every time you do it, it's kind of, even though it's kind of an addiction, when you write a little bit, you're connecting with your own needs and with your own purposes, and at the same time with your own with your own daily routines and things and needs. And then you're not gonna get inside someone's routines or we need to go there. No, sorry, it's your need, it's not my need. So for me, it's my morning routine to have that coffee and writing a little bit. It makes my day like more aligned, and I know what I need to do in that day. Well, there are days and days. Sometimes like things are coming by. But then I can know like, okay, those are the needs, the things I need to do, and the things that I want to do as well, to listen to what I want to do. And for me, this is something hopefully I discovered before, and yeah, I will say this is my love tool for all the people who's listening right now. Yeah.
Do you go back to read what you wrote a couple of weeks or couple of days back? Do you do that?
Yeah. Not that often, but sometimes when, it's just a call. You just like, oh, okay, I'm gonna take a look in this at that time, you know, at these dates, what I was doing, and it's interesting. Then you can see yourself, and then it's something good for even though your brain, I think, because then I don't know, you have like the dates so much, I don't know, you remember more the things. I will say it like this. Okay, I remember, I don't know, 7th of January or something like this. So you can go back in time, and then you can place yourself in time, in that time. And yeah, I read it completely, and I love to read it. I love about the fears I had before.
Yeah, to see the progress, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
It's
And you can remember it because you connected with your emotion.
Yeah.
When we connect with an emotion, we can remember everything because it is anchored on the body.
Yeah.
My friend, you know that the universe is always on our side, right?
Yes, we know that.
You know that. So this week, I would say that the key phrase is healing together, thriving together. Why? Because this week we're going to have a powerful alignment between the Sun and Chiron. Chiron, I cannot tell you the whole story, but I love Chiron, is the healer of the zodiac. Yeah, it represents a deep pain in our life. And he teaches us to embrace that pain and transform it into our best talent. That's the learning, the teaching of Chiron. So this week, we're going to have a trine between the Sun and Chiron. That means that we're invited to embrace those wounds that each of us have. And when we embrace it, as Jonas was saying, we can heal, we can transform that, and then we can have healthier relationships. Because what happens is, if we don't heal those wounds that we bring from childhood, for example, when we start a relationship, what we do is just, okay, take this package, you know? One of my astro teachers always says this, that when we start a relationship, we just give the wounded child to the person and we expect the other to make us happy, to support us, to give us everything we need. And in fact, that's not the purpose, you know? If we take care of our wounds, we heal them, we transform them, then we can go out to the world and use it as a talent. So that's this week, maybe we're going to have this awareness, yeah, because the sun is consciousness, is going to illuminate Chiron. So maybe some wounds are going to appear for us to embrace them, yeah? And from there, heal it and go to the world and share it as a talent.
Wow. So we definitely need to keep an eye on Chiron, Vicky.
Yes. Well, I've been working on him for many years by now, my friend.
So you need to teach us to give us a couple of tips about how to do that. We are almost close to the end of our podcast, and we have a call to action for Hours versus Visionaries at the end of our podcast. Guys, why don't you just schedule a 30 minutes uninterrupted dialogue with someone on the opposite gender within the next 7 days? Right?
I like it.
And I would say be focused on creating that kind of safe and open space for mutual sharing. You, Jonas, you talked about that. And I think exercising in creating that safe space, because that safe space is not just happening like you and me talking 15 minutes over the phone, right? You really need to put your vulnerable you, your authentic you in that space. You need to come and to give an anticipated trust and to be honest to yourself, right? So creating that space requires a bit of openness and willingness to do it, right?
Wow.
and even maybe just listen.
Exactly.
Because you know that there is a tendency to try to look for solutions sometimes. And maybe it's just listening what the other person is feeling and wants to share. Just be there, present.
Yeah, I will give like a little tip for this call to action for this week. I will say maybe just to give like to have an object, okay, to clear the space, to clean the space, like basically no noise, no phones around, no electronic things. And then maybe can be, I don't know, something, an object you can have in you, all right, within you, like, I don't know, like a pen. Could be just like a pen. We have a pen around the house, so, or anywhere. Just have a pen, and it's my time to speak. And then when I leave that pen in the table, now is your turn to speak. So it's like an object gives the time and honor the timing. Because sometimes at the beginning, as you say, Vicky, just hit each other
with...
We just
want to talk.
Yeah, with solutions sometimes, or tips, or we want to finish the sentences of the other people. And when we don't leave the others to finish the sentences, we don't know the end of that sentence.
We are not with this floating attention.
Yeah, so I just want to give that tip. Could be nice for this call to action.
Beautiful.
This week. Yeah,
I love it. I will start doing that.
So thank you again.
Thank you.
To our Versus Visionaries. We are going to see you next Saturday, same time. And by then, Vicky, how we are saying?
Yes, harmonize your contrasts.
Ciao, guys.
Bye-bye. See you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Jonas.